Okay, so evaluation question number two. What do we learn from audience feedback? So the first question I asked my audience was, what genre is this? Firstly, they answered back, I believe this is the dance house genre of music. I don't need the music to know this, as it is clear through the somewhat comedic style of dancing, as well as the panda mask, that this video is EDM. The masks remind me of an artist such as deadmau5 and Marshmallow. So I'd like to focus a bit more on the mask to start off with, the panda mask obviously in our video. EDM music DJs, house DJs, all forms of DJs tend to use, if they have a mask, they use it as a form of value transference, which is what we did. Um, we used the mask obviously prominently in our digipacks, um, the panda mask here on the disc, it's here on the front cover, as well as on our actual magazine advert. It's also a very prominent feature within our video. So I'd like to draw your attention to this, the deadmau5 logo. Obviously, that's his actual logo. It's a mouse. Big Mouse is a bit like Mickey Mouse, but obviously his take on the actual on the brand. If you scroll across then to this photo of him on a DJ set, you can see that he's also wearing the mask. Keep scrolling across even more. You can see in the background it's used it here on his banner, and obviously there again. So it's reinforcing this idea of value transference using the mask as a form of branding. Um, Same here with Marshmallow. Obviously he uses it here. There's quite a few photos of him wearing his mask as a form of value transference. So this one in particular of him at a show wearing it. Yeah. So what we learnt from that in particular, the fact that they could tell it was the EDM house genre through the masks, is the fact that the masks, they don't need to be changed. They didn't need to be altered throughout our drafts because it was clear to the audience that this mask, they could relate to other artists of the genre. It was a way of them being able to link the mask to the music and then the music to the genre, and obviously that comes from past knowledge of other DJs and other EDM music videos and other EDM artists. Next, obviously, the somewhat comedic style of dancing. This isn't as prominent in EDM. However, this particular video that I'm going to bring up now, Peanut Butter Jelly by Galantis, will show you what I mean. So, the comedic style dancing, we wanted that from the very beginning. We wanted it to be very playful and very boyish and quite light-hearted. We didn't want it to be very serious. And it's because we took inspiration from other EDM videos such as this. So I'm just going to show you now. It loads. So yeah, here, this particular scene where they're all dancing in the spandex. Yeah, so they're all dancing in their spandex, messing around, having a good time at that supermarket. Um, Obviously, from this as well, much like the Panda Mask, we learned that they clearly understand that the comedic dancing is going to connote the genre in itself. They understand that this is a convention of some EDM videos. So obviously combining the Panda Mask with the comedic dancing, it was clear to our audience that they knew what the genre was. So we didn't really have to change much there. The next question I had to ask was it engaging? Did they find it engaging? A lot of the audience said that they thought the dancing was funny, the smoke grenades were good, it kept them watching. However, some people found it boring and quite repetitive. I'll get back to that in a second. But I'd like to draw your attention to the opening scene. So, in our original opening scene, we had a bird watcher as our main character, who is then going to go into the woods. There was going to be emphasis on the fact that in his book there was a picture of a panda. But the problem with that is our teacher obviously gave us some feedback as well, saying that she thought that one, it didn't create enough enigma. Two, it didn't really establish the characters well, and overall, it wasn't really enticing the audience. This random guy walking through the woods just wasn't that enticing or that exciting to watch. So we set up this whole beginning scene with the police officer in order to have more of a hook, have more of an enigmatic opening sequence. People are going to be wondering what's going to be going on. Why is he in this car? Obviously, you then skip to this bit with the passerby spotting the smoke. What's he spotted? What's he looking at? So we took our audience feedback. We obviously learned that it was that the opening scene was quite boring originally, and so we had to kind of create a new one. We had to be a bit more enigmatic about it. We had to have more of an establishment of our main character, the police officer, and obviously these side characters as well. And then finally, this bit where repetitive at times made the video boring as well at parts. This shot in particular was one that a lot of our classmates thought was boring. So this bit here of the DJ, that was all one shot in our second draft. That was all one shot, one scene. It didn't really have much editing on it. There was not a lot of cross cutting, not a lot of switching between scenes, and as a result, this whole scene lasted about 30 seconds on its own, and the audience said it was boring. There wasn't enough of the pandas, so we threw in shots like this coming up now, like that, just to keep the audience hooked, to keep them watching, keep them entertained, basically. So yeah, that's what we learned from our audience feedback. Thank you for watching.